Hey guys and dolls, back again. Thanks for tuning in. I've had a lot of people ask me about what I do and with regards to selling online and how I find things to sell and what I sell and things like that. So I'm going to try to do over the next few days a series of information videos about what I do. So first of all, I'm standing here in the dining room area of my home, and I want to take you to my office. So this is where I keep all of the products and stuff that I sell. So do you want to come with me? Okay, let's go. Here it is. It's right here. So all that I do really is just a small, it's about a foot wide of space that I have kind of set aside with some shelving. And as you can see up here at the top, I have just a plain, this is a metal closet rod that spans the full length. This span is 10 feet, and you can get this rod and you can see there's no sag or anything. These right here, the brown, these are nothing but sheets that I bought at Target. They're full-size sheets. I didn't hem them or anything. A lot of times the seam will have a little a pocket, I guess you could say, like when they fold it over to sew it, it makes kind of a pocket. Well, these didn't have a pocket, so I just went ahead and I snipped the hem area, if you will, and just threaded it on the rod. So that's all that I do. And then when I'm not messing with the inventory, I just close it up. So this way I don't have to pay a storage unit fee. I don't have overhead fee for you know, a retail store. I don't have to worry about being at a retail store and unlocking the door, or even a warehouse somewhere and unlocking the door for store hours. So let me kind of show you a little bit, and this is just what I have right now of inventory wise. So, and it does vary a lot. So, but let me go ahead and show you what I've got right now. So because I do a lot of selling online and my friends know about it and stuff, I actually got a lead from a man who is in my neighborhood area, and he had a gaming shop, and so he had all these different things. This is all Warhammer figurines and things like that that you assemble and put together. These are some gaming components, and you can see it. There's some of the World of Warcraft cards, and these are different things for different kinds of games, and some more gaming stuff up there. So he actually had a gaming shop that it actually he closed it down. It was his son's gaming shop, and they did it for a while, and then you know, that this was, I want to say it was in 2006 or so. And so all this inventory he had paid for, but he had no way of liquidating it. So I'm actually liquidating this inventory for a person. So, you know, that's some of the stuff up there. This right here is all just boxes and packing materials. This is some stuff in here that I haven't totally listed yet again. It's items that I've listed before that didn't sell, so I'm trying to decide if I want to donate them to charity or if I want to try to put them in like a wholesale lot. I couldn't think of the word, a lot, to put everything in and have a lot of different things to sell. So going down a little bit lower, I'll show you some of the other stuff that I sell too, and you'll see here that I have this is a little toy right there. These are some books and magazines and things like that, and some more of the gaming comic books and things. Down here's some more of the gaming items too. These are little metal, die-cast metal figurines. This happens to be Lord of the Rings, but there's a whole bunch of other ones. And the funny thing about it is that this is the thing about selling online, is that you cannot be picky and choosy necessarily and only deal in one kind of product. In my opinion, this is all just my opinion, because I didn't know anything about this Warhammer and gaming stuff other than I knew the words Lord of the Rings. I knew the words World of Warcraft. I knew the words Dungeons and Dragons, but I didn't know anything else about it. So I actually got an education myself of what are these items, how do they sell, you know, what kind of money do they sell for, what's popular, what's not, things like that. So to me, it's always good to do different things. And in this, I didn't have a choice so much because I'm doing it for a client. But when I'm out getting products just in general, I always trust my gut, and then I also look at the bottom line too. So let me show you one of those for an example as well. Now, here's a random mix of things on this end that I have. This is an old balsa wood arts and crafts set. It's a little truck. It's never been opened. It's still got the plastic on it, you can see. And then I also have, this is like an old scrapbook, vintage, Victorian type stuff. These are some things that have never been opened. Again, it's the Fisher-Price, you know, it's got the cassette tape in the book, so this kind of isn't so much usable now. The book definitely is, and that it's closed up, and that it's Fisher-Price, that this is Berenstain Bears, and this is Snow White, and that's Cinderella. Those bring in other type of buyers as well, so that's something to think about too, is who is going to be your buyer for your market. Now let me show you one of the new things that I got just the other day. It is January, so we've just had Christmas closeout, and retail stores at this time of year are trying to get rid of their inventory because they do not want to have inventory laying around that they have to do taxes for and everything. So a lot of times you'll find some really good deals. Well, I was in a craft store the other day, and I found these in there. And this is, let me get under the light real good. Woo, that's too much light. Okay, this is the American Girl Crafts, and it's the Edge Puncher. It's in a ladybug pattern. And you can see right here that the original price was $14.99, and I got it for $1.99. Okay, so this is kind of heavy. So shipping-wise, this is going to cost more, but my investment's only $2. The retail on this is $14.99, so even with shipping, I can make at least $2 or $3 on this, sometimes even more, depending on the popularity. I did look it up online before I actually purchased it. I saw it at the store, came home, looked it up online, then went back and purchased it. Actually got two of them, and they're both listed. One is on Amazon and one is on eBay right now to see, you know, how that's going to go. So that's just a little bit of what I have right now. Let me see if I'm not very organized right now, because I'm too trying to get my inventory down lower. But I've done, let me show you some more stuff. I mean, hats, you know, this is a cute hat. A guy or a girl could wear this one, and it's lined on the inside. This is a really interesting picture right here. I got this at an estate sale some years ago and have decided I don't want it anymore. Each of these little pieces, I'm going to try to get close, but I'm not sure how much it's going to show you. But each of those little pieces is a little piece of wood that's been stained or something, and it's on like a silk background, so that was interesting to me. Here's another little picture of some little children that I thought was really cute. So a lot of times, you know, number one is you always have to trust your gut, in my opinion. And also, you have to think about your shipping, okay? Well, I have found, now I've been doing this, I've been selling online and sending, you know, mailing things to people for over 10 years. And also for about the past 20 years, or more actually now that I think about it, I have been involved with estate sales, garaging sales, estate sales, garage sales, moving sales, personal liquidations, things like that. So the secondary market I've been involved in a long time, and then the online selling I've been doing for about 10 years. So things have changed a lot in the last 10 years. That the way that I do business is a lot different than it used to be. So about shipping, I always use the United States Postal Service, just regular post mail. Knock on wood, knock, 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 I have, well, this is kind of wood, knock on particle board. I have, in all the time that I have mailed stuff to people through the Postal Service, I have yet to have a package be lost, have an item be damaged due to the Postal Service, or have something non-delivered, okay? There was one time that I shipped something, and this was within the first year that I started doing stuff. It was 2 mugs that a person had bought, and they got to them, and they were broken. And that was my fault. I had packed them. I had not packed them well enough. So, that's been the only thing. So, The reason why I'm telling you that is to let you know you don't have to spend a ton of money on shipping expense to send stuff. Now, some of my personal limitations because of space and because I am one person, I would love to deal in large pieces of furniture and ship those to people, but I don't have anywhere to store the stuff. I don't have any way to get the stuff home from an estate sale. I don't have any way to box it and ship it and send it off to somebody, and I don't have any way to store it until that happens. So storing, I know I mentioned twice, but that's a big deal. So what I personally do is I stay with the small sized things. Books, clothing, toys, crafts, collectibles, anything, that's small. Now, and that has been my kind of rule for a long time. All right. Now, most recently, and this is where it gets even more personal opinion, but if you're just starting out, this might be something you might want to consider too, is that if I cannot pack something, even if it's fragile, and have it wrapped in bubble wrap, etc., if I can't have that packaged in a container, a box that's less than 12 inches on one dimension, so like a 9 by 12 by 4 box or something. If it's going to be any bigger than that, I don't want to deal in it. And the reason for that is the United States Postal Service recently has put new shipping costs on things that are over, if a box or container is over 12 inches on one side, a lot of times they'll charge for a premium. Exception to this would be like a tube, and I actually mailed my very first tube item this last week. It was a gaming mat for something like a Dungeons and Dragons game, and it was in a tube, and the tube was 2 feet long, and it's like 2 or 3 inches in diameter. That was the first time I'd ever mailed anything in a tube, and it was about $6 to mail it, so that was like a normal expense. Also, personally, I do not any longer deal in things that are fragile unless they're very small, like maybe if it's a small figurine that I can wrap in a lot of bubble wrap and it'll still be in a small sized box, then I'll do that. But things I used to do like pressed glass vases, china, glass candlesticks, pitchers, creamers, sugar, things like that, the pressed glass and the china and the water for crystal and all that kind of stuff. I used to deal in that kind of stuff quite a bit because when I had a shop for a very short amount of time, I actually carried those items, and I found that they sold better online. But again, for me, it's the weight of the item gets heavy, so then that's more shipping, and then you have to worry about it being fragile, and if it's something like a Waterford, then are they going to want insurance? So what I try to do is make it as easy as possible for my customers to just buy right out. So the way that I set up my costs and everything, the shipping is covered by the buyer. I never do shipping or anything. So that's something you might want to consider if you're looking at, selling things from home or selling online or whatever. Maybe you have a retail store and you want to start doing some more online stuff. I say go for it. Just consider those, the shipping box restrictions, if you want to call it that the United States Postal Service has. So next time we'll talk a little bit more about how to find items and the best way to market them.